to business, baby. Caps win 3-1 in regulation over the Philadelphia Flyers. Let's get into it, babes. First period. First of all, you guys know that I am Canadian, and as such, I was obviously cheering for Canada in the Olympics. And so this first shot on net of the game for the Flyers, and the first save that Logan Thompson makes post-Olympics, this shot being an almost identical shot to the one that beat Jordan Binnington in overtime to win the gold medal for the United States, while Logan Thompson sat on the bench for Canada. Yeah, this is fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. Anyways, no scoring in the first period thanks to Team Canada backup Logan Thompson. Second period, heavy offensive zone pressure by the Washington Capitals. Jacob Chychrun, also not selected to Team Canada. Nice pass here to Hendrix Lapierre. Hendrix Lapierre, gorgeous pass, cross ice to Rasmus Sandin, sneaking in from the point. Sandin buries this thing 1-0 Caps. Then, like 10 seconds after the Caps had just made it 1-0, they almost immediately make it 2-0 as Nick Dowd rings iron, but it stays out, and so the score remains 1-0 for the Caps, and that is how the second period would end. Third period, 29 seconds in, the Washington Capitals are still asleep back in the locker room as Noah Cates makes it 1-1. Travis Sanheim of Team Canada there on the primary assist. Oh yeah? Now you want to contribute something to the offense? Anyways, 1-1, and it would remain 1-1 until there were just under 6 minutes left to play in the third period. That is when the Caps, they have a nice rush up ice, and it is Trevor Van Riemsdyk of all people scoring here from Declan Chisholm, just as we all predicted. Probably the two most unlikely guys, honestly, on the Caps roster to hook up for a goal, but they do it here, and it is 2-1 Washington. Secondary assist on that goal by Alexei Protas. So 2-1 Caps, and then at the end of the game here, and with the Flyers already having their goaltender pulled for the extra attacker, Nick Dowd bats one out over the glass. And so now the Caps are going to have to kill off a 6-on-4 if they want to secure the regulation victory. And they do just that. And not only they do just that, but Alexei Protas, he has got the short-handed empty net goal here to put the good guys up 3-1. Unassisted goal there by Alexei Protas for his 20th goal of the season already. 3-1 Caps, and that would be all she wrote, babes. That would be your final score, 3-1 for your Washington Capitals over the division rival Philadelphia Flyers. All of these games now so important here for the Washington Capitals down the stretch here, this playoff drive here to try to get into the Stanley Cup playoffs. And yeah, this a big victory and a big 2 points here tonight. Logan Thompson in his first game back on his birthday. By the way, happy birthday to Logan Thompson. Incredible game yet again by him. Stops 23 of 24 Philadelphia Flyers shots, allows just the one goal. And yeah, he secures the victory. His 20th victory of this season already for Logan Thompson on his birthday here today. So Caps win 3-1, like I said, regulation victory. And yeah, for the Caps part, they now get just the 1 day off in their return here from the Olympic break before they play a back-to-back this weekend, first against the Vegas Golden Knights on Friday, and then they travel up to Montreal for a game the very next night. Again, that darn cross-border overnight travel for the back-to-back. That is a brutal back-to-back there for the Washington Capitals that they seem to have done many times this season. They have just played an incredible amount of back-to-backs this season, and so many of them, like I said, involving that cross-border travel. So they will do it again here. Like I said, Vegas Golden Knights on Friday, and then up to face the Montreal Canadiens in Montreal on Saturday night. Hockey night in Canada, up here in Canada. So that should be a great game, as should the one against the Vegas Golden Knights on Friday. That one coming to you, home ice for the Caps, right? That one coming to you from Capital One Arena in Washington. So big back-to-back, obviously, coming up here this weekend. But babes, for now, that is going to be it for this one. Yeah, we're back here from the Olympic break. So great to be back here with Capitals hockey once again, right? Although I will say that as a Team Canada fan, as a Canadian here, I joked before this game here tonight for the Capitals that, like, after watching 2 weeks of a power play unit that consists of Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, Macklin Celebrini, Cale Makar, and Sidney Crosby was there for part of the Olympics at least, right? After watching a power play unit for a couple of weeks there that consists of those 5 guys, I joked before this game, going back to watching the Washington Capitals power play, after 2 weeks of that was going to be rough. But I also joked that, hey, at least the Capitals hardly get any power plays, so we don't have to witness it that much, right? And true to form here tonight, they had just the one power play opportunity, did not score on it. But yeah, they did only get the one opportunity, so we can't really critique it too much, right? But yeah, that will be something for sure that they will look to improve upon as their power play as they make that push for the Stanley Cup playoffs here. So we will see what they can get done on their power play and what they can get done in general here. Like I said, just a massive back-to-back coming up here this weekend. But for now, it's a good start, right? Back from the Olympic break, getting these 2 points here in regulation, like I said, and like I said, against a division rival. Those points are always bigger than the rest, right? And yeah, frankly, right now, any 2 points is just huge. So Caps getting off on the right foot here after the break. Babes, thank you all so much for watching. As always, I have missed you guys. It is great to be back, like I said. And I look forward to the stretch drive here with you all for the Washington Capitals trying to push themselves into the Stanley Cup playoffs. So we will hope for the best. We will be back here, recapping all of these games for you, with you. You guys, leave me your thoughts as well, as always, down in the comments section. Let me know what you thought of this one. Let me know what you thought of the Olympics as well. Who were you cheering for? I know most of you are American, so you were obviously cheering for Team USA. And yeah, just what did you think of the Olympics? How awesome was that, right? Finally having NHL players back at the Olympics. And yeah, let me know your thoughts on our Washington Capitals here, not just from this game, but as we come into the last, 20, 21, 22 games here, down the stretch run here as we head into the trade deadline, right? What do you think of this team, of their chances? Is there anything that you think that they need at the trade deadline? Is there anything that you think that they will do? Anything that you need, that you think that they need that they might not be able to get or might not do? Let me know. I always love hearing your guys' thoughts, so drop those for me down below. And yeah, babes, again, just wanted to thank you all so much for being here. Just really, really enjoyed doing this. I really do. So it's been a lot of fun all season so far, and we will continue to have fun right through the rest of the regular season here and hopefully into the Stanley Cup playoffs, fingers crossed. So until next time, babes, and as always, let's go, Caps.